Which Chinese factory supplies Louis Vuitton? Let me tell you the secret. Louis Vuitton
Have you seen all the videos showing that Americans have been paying astronomical prices for things that cost fractions of the amount to make, and that they're actually made in China and being passed off as luxury brands from France or wherever else? I personally have never owned anything like that. I just never aligned to that. It always just seemed really it just didn't make sense for me, okay? And now I know why. But there's something bigger going on here today, okay? I'm gonna share with you what I've channeled around all of this. So this isn't necessarily about the fact that Americans have been duped into paying way more for things than it costs to make. From Nikes to Adidas to jewelry to handbags to cars, okay? So I channel groups of cosmic beings that are here to help us on our human journey. And my day job is channeling soul contracts, life blueprints, the reason for your experiences, why you're here, what you're meant to be doing, your mission and purpose, past lives, all that stuff. It's always so beautiful and supportive, and it changes every single time I channel for someone. It changes my life. So, and theirs, it's so phenomenal. So, these groups of beings that I channel wanted me to share these messages with you. Okay, the first one is that it has to do. They're making the connection with me. So. I have an account, BAN warning. I had to be careful with my words. I only have one video that has, flagged, I'll say. And, it's not even talking about anything. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I've seen lots and lots of videos on this account or on this app that people say the same thing. So if, this app is also involuntarily kicking off my followers. For no reason. People have to keep on refollowing me. So go check and make sure you're following me. Let's push through together. Let's power through together. People keep telling me they're not getting my videos, and it's because in TikTok's I'm kicking them off. So that if that's happening to someone like me, do you think that the powers that were at the top of this global pyramid, I'm calling it a global pyramid, not that I'm saying that Earth is round, okay? That's just a figure of speech. Do you think that they would allow those videos through if there wasn't a bigger picture? So think for a second here. Do you think, remember when when there was a blackout in January? Well, a lot of things shifted during that time, okay? If you haven't noticed all of the Facebook ads on this app yet, then you're not paying attention. But if now that things have shifted for this app, the ownership, and all of that, do you really think they would allow all those videos through if there wasn't a bigger purpose? So the message today is there's a bigger purpose, okay? Everything you're seeing out there around the tariffs, around all of the fear-based things in the news, not only is there a 3D layers going on here that you don't know, the news and media are owned by the powers that were at the top of this global pyramid, and they're only pushing through things in the news to keep your vibration low. So anything you see out there, you have to assume the opposite is true. As far as the messages around fear, anything that you're hearing around rules or laws or regulations being put into place, you have to understand that there's a narrative, there's a reason for them pushing that through, just like there's a reason for pushing these videos through, okay? And what they're saying is that there's several things going on. They're drip campaigning truth in. There is a organized effort to collapse the systems. I do a lot of videos on this. There's 4 pillars of control that are collapsing: Western meds, banking and finance, political structures, and the education system, which they say is the most corrupt. That's where they get us early. And the glue that holds it together. I have a whole playlist on this. Okay, you can go check that out. I started channeling this stuff a couple years ago. So we are seeing this happen in real time, and all of that, those Chinese videos are being pushed through in support of all of that. So there's something bigger going on here. So what they want you to take away is don't believe anything you see out there. If you still feel the need to go invest your money into product like that, ask yourself why. Why do you care if you have a Louis Vuitton bag? Why do you care if you have $150 Nike shoes, right? Look for the source of that. Go inward and find out where that comes from, and identify if it's a 3D reason or if it brings you joy and it's outside of the 3D reason. But what is the reason that people feel the need to spend that much money on things, it's all part of the manipulation and control. All right. So they want you to go inward, these groups of beings, they want you to go inward and use this as practicing to connect into your higher self for discernment. And understand and remember that everything you see out there is a narrative. There's a specific reason. If someone like me who's sharing channeled messages from these beautiful love light beings, if I'm getting blocked and I'm getting followers kicked off, but they're allowing that stuff through, there's a bigger purpose for this, okay? There's a purpose for everything. And what they're saying is it's time to, they just use the word homestead. Which is actually one of the parts of my membership community. I'm getting ready to launch next month the New Earth Collective private membership community. Go check out my website to see if that feels aligned for you. There's no contract. You can come in and leave anytime. And founding members come in at a low rate, but there's subgroup chats in there around homesteading, conscious parenting, redistributing wealth, all kinds of things, and monthly live gatherings. I've been working on this a while. There's quite a few layers. It's to support all of us as we move forward into more crazy town. Okay, things are going to get crazier. There's going to be false disclosure. There's going to be all kinds of things coming up. So it's time to go inward and identify, number one, why do you make the decisions that you make? Why do you spend the money at where you're spending the money? Why are you doing that? And also learn to discern for yourself what's truth or not. And ultimately, if you weren't watching any of this, if you weren't on social media, if you weren't watching the news, what would you be doing? They're saying it's time to create. You came here for a reason. No one is coming to save us. There are our galactic families coming to support us, but you incarnated to save us, okay, from the inside out. And as long as you're distracted with Hollywood, with fake space visits by celebrities, fake weddings by celebrities, as long as you care about who's marrying who in Hollywood and who's having children and spending money on Chanel and all those things, then you are so invested in the illusion, you're continuing to energetically support it. It's time to unplug. What they're saying is, what they said right now is, they're saying the cool thing, being real is the new cool. So time to get real, time to get real with yourself, and time to start creating the life that you want, and ask yourself, why are you doing the things that you do? Why are you investing your time and energy and money in the ways that you are? And start removing your energetic, your energy, your money and your intentions from this matrix, so that we can start building the systems and structures that are going to support all of humanity versus the systems and structures that support the very people at the top, which is the whole point of all these videos coming through. There is a higher purpose going on here, and it's they're saying ultimately, I mean, there's several things going on, but it's ultimately to start waking people up that are still asleep. So if you're awake, it's not for you, but still identify, why are you spending the money? If you're spending $2,000 on an outfit or $20,000 on a purse, why are you doing that? The joke's on us. But that's 3D perspective, but from a 5D perspective, it's time to unplug everything from the matrix and invest it in creating the reality that you want. Not only is that in preparation of New Earth, but it raises your vibration. And when you raise your vibration, our galactic family can make themselves known, and you start manifesting a timeline of joy and bliss and abundance. As long as you're invested in plugging into the matrix, you're going to continue getting more of what you don't want. So drop your questions and comments. Please make sure you're following me. We're going to power through this together, and follow me on YouTube, or a backup account just in case. And I'll see you in the next video.